As you see, Meg the Stallion and Klay Thompson are off to an amazing start in their relationship. They're giving each other gifts. They're playing golf together. They're working out together. Everything is just going so great right now in their relationship. They are in what you call the honeymoon phase. But is this relationship built for success? Check this out.
Oh, I like the black.
You like the black?
Yeah.
Okay. This was the Academy's finest stuff.
Okay.
And then we just got a generic white, just white and black, like an Oreo.
Oh, I feel like we working with something, babe. With the black and the white. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's cute, baby.
Nice size. Everybody likes it.
So we shall see, and only time will tell. And on this episode of Thursday Night Therapy, we discuss that and how to find the person that you're looking for. Let's talk about it. What up, what up, what up, what up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of Thursday Night Therapy. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. And tonight's topic is how to find the person that you're looking for. How's everybody doing today?
Finding yourself.
All right, all right.
I'm good, brother. I'm good, man. Ready to get into it, man. What's up with Klay and Megan, though, man?
Right. And obviously, like I said, based on tonight's topic, they have, they obviously right now everything is good for them or whatever. But I just want to just say just a couple things, before we get started too, especially about that. I mean, like I said, it's kind of dangerous because right now everybody is so agreeable to everything. I mean, things are just going along perfectly. And if things were really like that, then I think Megan would have already have been married to someone, or Klay would have been married to somebody if everything would went as if they sing. And I want y'all to take a look. I got another clip. And Meg, man, like I said, man, she capping, bro. She ain't really happy like she's saying she is. Check this clip out real quick. Check this out.
Right.
Oh my God. Ah! It's so pretty.
Isn't it beautiful? Like, wow. I did not know Arkansas was this pretty. I am so impressed. Look at this. I know that thing is filled with fish.
Mm-hmm.
It says no fishing, though, until they close the club. Nice. What? Arkansas is nice.
He got her in the middle of Arkansas. You see, she got cake makeup on. She was scared, bro. She ain't happy doing that trip. She's capping, man. She's doing everything that she could do to appease Klay. You know what I'm saying? And she was not having a good time. You see her, she was scared on the golf course. She ain't never been golfing before, man. Stop it. You know what I mean?
Man,
She was out of her element, man.
Yeah, we don't know she's not enjoying herself. But I will say it's definitely interesting to see how different people will bring out different sides of us in relationships. This is a Meg that I haven't seen before. She's a lot softer
Right.
than I'm accustomed to seeing. Again, not that I hang out with her or nothing. Our relationship is completely social media based. But it's interesting to see how different people bring out different parts of you. But I gotta say this before we go any further. How the fuck did he get her?
What?
Cat, does he seem like a type to you?
He seems very nice. I agree with you, Todd. I don't know how the two worlds clash. And I guess it lends to that whole saying of opposites attract. But it does seem like a very social media driven relationship. So I think that she portrays what she wants people to believe is happiness because, she did not seem happy with all the makeup in the middle of Arkansas, like Chuck said.
So you don't think
Thank you.
you don't think she's happy either?
Huh? I think she's living it on social media because there's a lot of happy couples and we don't see those moments. It's when people want to prove somebody wrong, and she just went through something messy, and that's the way that you get back to say, see, I'm happy. That's my take on it. Is that really what's going on? Maybe not. But if I've been hurt in the public eye, I would do like Megan, and I would be like, see my new toy, and then you got to watch your facial expressions because yeah, she's on that thing and she does not seem genuinely like happy. But I don't know Megan,
Thank you.
so kudos. I hope she is happy.
Making
He's a
such
nice looking
delightful.
guy.
Bro, hold on, for one, wait a minute. For one,
Megan's a boss. She's a boss,
hold
and I
on,
think
hold
he
on.
wants a wife. Like he wants a woman that her job is just a wife, like a wife. She doesn't do nothing. She's just a wife.
For
Megan's a
one,
boss.
okay, here we go. For one, you talk about how did he pull that? He's worth he made at least 200 million in his playing career. You know what I'm saying? And for two, Megan is not really that cute. She got a body. I'll give her that. But she ain't that cute.
But
So what do you mean? How did he pull her? What are you talking about?
she's sexy though.
That
She
man, you
don't
know how I mean,
she don't,
there are millions
she
of
don't have the
sexy women out there.
yeah, she don't have the cutest face. I'll give you that.
She
Uh,
doesn't.
she's not the
She does
cutest
not.
face, but she's very sexy. You gotta
Oh,
say
she
that.
got a body. Listen, hey,
Yeah,
she got a body, bro.
yeah.
But millions and millions upon millions more women have bodies too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah, just
that.
saying he don't seem like her type. That's all we was saying,
Oh,
bruh.
right, yeah,
I
right, yeah.
get her.
They definitely are different personality types. You would think that they're an odd couple because he seems more like he's more of a Poindexter type of dude. She seems like she's more of from the hood. She's like more of a hood rat type acting chick. You know what I'm saying? She's a
Yeah,
boss and things like that. So you would think guys like Klay normally get white women that you would think with that type of personality. You feel me? So that's an absolute shock. But you know what though? I mean, Megan's aggressive personality and maybe what I'm saying she got Klay sprung, man. I think he's sprung.
oh, he definitely a little sprung. I'll give you that. So, okay, is both of y'all trying to say she doesn't look like she was happy?
No, she wasn't.
Do
I
neither
mean,
one now? No, we know Meg has a history of dating because she's in the public. Her dating history is in the public, and we know some of the guys that she's been with. I think her ex-boyfriend's Party. What's his name? Party Fontaine. I can't remember his name. But she's dated some guys in the public, and we know when she breaks up and it doesn't go well. Do neither of you think that given an opportunity to be with a good guy like Klay for a while, nobody thinks she's going to transition? Y'all think she ain't happy? Y'all don't think she's going to transition?
no, listen, let me play just a couple more seconds of that clip. Just look at her face in the beginning. I'm gonna play 5 seconds of it. Check this out.
Right.
Oh my God. Ah!
Man,
Bro,
that's because of the
she
heat and the
no,
long arm,
no.
man.
She wasn't happy, dog. Straight up.
Oh my.
She went happy.
So I
But
thought,
listen, Meg Thee Stallion, like I said, we was texting a little bit. Megan Thee Stallion is a young woman. So as in any young stages, remember, as human beings, we evolve over time. So she might be done with messing with the bad guys and she might want a good guy. Like I said, she might be like Sierra. You know what I'm saying? Sierra, she ended up messing with Russell Wilson and then now they a bond that can't be broken. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, as a young lady and she's evolving, now she's seeing the big picture more. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're young and you growing up in the streets, that's all you see. That's all you know. But as you get older, you get a little bit wiser and you see different things. And Klay seemed like he a good guy. So, it might work out, man. I really hope it does. But like I said, everything that they do is under a microscope.
yeah.
Every move that they make, if they make one false move on social media, it's going to be scrutinized. So it's a lot harder when you're under a microscope like that. And like I said, man, he played for my Dallas Mavericks because my boy Kyrie, man, I hope she don't fuck up I hope she don't fuck up the team, dog.
Well, hey, listen, we need a female's point of view. Cat, isn't every girl's dream a good guy, or no?
Um, I don't know if every girl wants a good guy. I think that everybody wants somebody that complements them, that adds to what they already are experiencing, that allows them to be their best self. I do believe that. Maybe this allows her to be her best self at this particular moment, but again, to Chuck's point, it's in the public eye. They're going to be scrutinized everywhere they go, especially if they feel they need to pick up a camera and show their happiness or show the excitement and it looks made up. Because I don't know if I would wear that much makeup to a golf course, you know? So that's why I feel like it's staged.
If it was the boss,
He's
you would.
like, hey, Arkansas is very beautiful. It seems rehearsed. So off of that video, I don't know. But seeing them in the gym, I like the dynamic of what they were doing and pushing each other. And, you know, that's something that, yes, I would want to do with my partner. I would want my man to push me, especially if his field is athletics and mine is showmanship. He's going to show me how to keep it right, keep it tight, because that's what he fell in love with or fell in like with. But as far as like being on a golf course, the only thing I can say is if you want to see me melt, you can give me that much makeup. But I would not be with a ton of makeup like that sitting in the middle of Arkansas
Yeah.
in
She looked
white,
like she looked like a corpse, man. Come on.
in white,
That,
right? And so I would have to say Megan didn't get that for me with all the makeup in that clip. But I love the fact that she's stepping outside of her wheelhouse to date someone that may be able to show her something that she hasn't already experienced. And we've seen this in other relationships, like Eve and her husband. You know, Eve was, you know, thugged out. Now you don't hear nothing from Eve. So apparently, whatever is going on in her life, she's completely content and happy. And Sierra, you know, Sierra stepped out and she didn't date someone in the music industry, but she still dated someone within her, I'm going to say, social class. And it's working out for them. Will it work out for them always? No, but they're giving it their best try. And I like it. I like it. Some people call him what, a sim, because he's happy. His woman makes him happy to make him happy. I don't know, but he's a sim. That's what I've heard. But I like Russell and Sierra, and I hope that Megan and what's his name? Because see, I don't know. What's his name?
Klay
Collect.
Thompson.
I hope they make it. I won't even pretend I heard you because the phone it clicked. I won't pretend I even know his name, but I hope they make it because if she wants to be outside of what she normally is, then he's that. Because Megan is, yeah, I'm gonna shake my ass, and I didn't say ratchet, but if that's what ratchet is for you, Chuck, you know, she's ratchet. I say she's a boss because she makes her own money, and you know, if he leaves her, she can support herself and hold down her table because you know most men want to know if you're bringing what do you bring to the table. Megan is somebody that if she picks somebody up off the street, she can bring the whole damn table and the yard. And so she met somebody that also has a table, so now they have a double wide table. That's all I'm saying. So she's a boss in my manner because I know that my table is still being built. So kudos to them. I hope they make it. But you know, social media or social status can be shitty on a relationship, I think. Excuse my, you know.
They got a house full of furniture and nothing on the table. Everybody bringing furniture. Ain't nobody bringing nothing to put on them. We can't bring the same thing to the party, but I'll digress
Right.
on that.
They are both bringing something, and so that's why I'm cheering for them. But she seems very that video that you showed is very subjective to say it was staged. It was
Yeah.
staged.
Yeah, she don't look happy, man.
Sorry, Megan, love you. If
Right.
you see this, I love you, but please don't wear a face full of makeup to the golf course again, please.
Yeah.
She's beautiful. I think she's beautiful natural. So it's just me.
I mean, I ain't never seen her natural, so I couldn't tell you. But my thing is like, I mean, you just see like when people come together, like people that have that type of economic um force behind them, like you could just see like how much attention that draws and just how like powerful that can be when you join together with somebody else that's like-minded that you could build with just in that little bit of time. You know, if you can find somebody that's genuine and build like that, I mean, there's no limit to what things that they can accomplish together. You know, because it takes out all the, you know, the chasing, the potential landmines that's out there. You see the Shannon Sharp thing, you know, and it just I think once you find your person, then you really phase out a lot of wasted time that you might have out here actually chasing and entertaining and dating and things like that, and you can
And
actually
that's
move
why it's
on with your
okay to
life.
sit
Yeah,
still. That's why it's okay to sit still, because if you are dating, if you're dating with intentions, you will be honest with the person that you're dating with, and you will tell them after the first or second meeting, you normally know if you want to see them a third time. Everybody knows that. If a man sees a woman, he'll know if he wants to smash her or not, and he'll either pursue the smash or he'll say the smash is not for me, and he'll know. And she'll look at a man and she'll say, he's meeting these, and maybe he doesn't meet that, and she'll know. At the end of the day, if they both just communicate, it was a pleasure meeting you. It was a pleasure hanging out, getting to know you, but you know, I'm gonna, I'm not gonna do this. So you either want rejection or you want communication, or ghosting. I should say you want rejection with open communication, or you want ghosting. And that's what, they're doing. And that's my take on it. I know I kind of like mushed everything together, but I don't know.
Right. But okay, we have the 16-minute mark, so go on, do your thing, Dante.
Yes, sir, man. Listen, guys, appreciate everybody who's actually watching, everybody who's listening. If you are, please just take a moment to subscribe to the channel so that you know anytime that we go live. Share it with your friends, your family, or whatever the case. We're going to have some pretty hot takes for you guys coming up on this show and in the coming weeks. So tonight's topic, how to find the person that you're looking for. So there was a study done by the National Marriage Project. This was done out of the University of Virginia, and it was done in 2022, published in the Journal of Family Psychology. And it was a simple study with sort of a duh answer. And it comes back that couples who align on life direction, finances, family, and faith are 75% more likely to stay married. So when I sent this in the group chat, I said, duh, because to me, it made all the sense in the world. People who align on life direction, family, finances, and faith, of course, they're going to last longer. It made sense. And then I got to thinking, well, that's kind of duh to me, but there are so many people out here who don't align in these areas and maybe don't see success in their relationships, because if it's so done and so easy, then why aren't more of us doing it? So that's how we came up with our topic, guys. How to find the person that you're looking for. And we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. I got my take on it, but I want to let Chuck go ahead and get us started because I know he's got something to say on the subject.
Okay, y'all. Yeah, let me go ahead and get it started. First of all, by me seeing things in 3D, um, I've been out here in the streets before. I've been married. I cheated on my ex-wife before. And I've come to terms, and I also became a better man because of it. And now I'm a faithful husband. So I've seen it from all sides. And what I've come to understand about what relationships are, it's two imperfect people holding together and not letting go. Plain and simple. When you find the person that you're looking for, you fight for that relationship. Things are going to go bad. You're going to get into arguments, and you gotta keep holding on to it. But the best thing to do is, though, you have to actually have some type of discretion into the person that you find. Um, I think, like, we all like tend to go where we feel safe at, and we just had a discussion like that before we came on air about, like, nobody interrupting people's peace and things like that. Um, but in the long term, if you do work things out, like, you got to compromise in certain areas. Things aren't always going to go smooth. The only way you can grow, and this comes with exercise or whatever, anything in life, you have to go through a period of pain to grow. Plain and simple. And sometimes you got to step outside of your box and just not deal with somebody that is just what you're normally used to, and maybe try somebody different, like what Meg the Stallion and Klay did. You know what I'm saying? Let's use that as an example. You might need to just try somebody that may not have been your type in the past, because obviously, like I said, and that's why, like, if you look at in the beginning of time, like, most marriages were arranged, because a lot of people don't have they don't have the discernment to actually see someone and know that if they are a good person for them. So people that have experience can actually see what's better for you than you can yourself a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? So nowadays people just in the decision making process of finding who they think they want, and like we said, you like your point was at the beginning, Dante, about people more in line with finance and things like that, that it lasts longer. Nowadays it's more about sexual attraction. That's mostly the leading things that would bring people together. People don't communicate anymore. You don't really discuss your long-term goals together and really know that this person is compatible. I mean, shit, like I said, I mean, man, you know how many people, we didn't have nice freak sessions, but shit, after we spent more than a couple days together, shit didn't work. You know what I'm saying? So we got to look beyond that. Things are a lot deeper than just sexual attraction, man.
Okay.
That's not staying power. So yeah, I mean, first of all, it's got to be deeper than just a sexual attraction.
Did you say you had a freak off? What you call it?
Yeah, when I was younger, yeah, of course. What you
You and
mean?
them
I
ditties?
wasn't, I wasn't doing the Diddy, but shit, we was freaking. Shit, what you mean? That's man. Look,
No,
that was our whole goal in life was to be freaking. What you mean? Don't act
no,
like you shit.
no. Look, man, I think that you made some really, really good points. I think you bring up the arranged marriages. Um, there was a lot of different reasons around why people saw success in those. A lot of it was because once you kind of was locked in, the shame of your family, you didn't want to break it up and all that other stuff. But the other part of it really was because there usually was an alignment of family and faith for sure. Family and faith was aligned. Then all you needed was life direction and finances. And again, you're in that 75 percentile. So, finding a match or somebody who aligns or people who have the same things going on. In other words, less reasons to not work. Genuinely, if we have different religions, that's a reason for us going into this a year, 2 years, 3 years in to not work. If we have difference on family structure and how we believe the children should be raised or brought up, like that's another thing again, like probably shouldn't go forward with someone who has one of these pillars that, can literally crumble the entire relationship as years go. So just that little small innate making sure that we're aligned on certain key things, it does go a really long way. And I think in arranged marriages, you probably saw that a lot more back then.
Right. You got anything to add, Kat?
No, I think both of you kind of hit the nail on the head in your own ways. I mean, I don't have much to refute with
Okay.
those.
So,
Okay.
so let's talk because this is what I see out here in the world. I see a lot of people out here in the world running around yapping about what they want in a person, but then coming back with somebody who doesn't fit the description. And nothing irks me more than hearing you say, I want somebody who is, and then coming back with a brother who ain't none of them things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it starts with knowing what you want, and you got to be real about what you want. Stop just
Yes.
saying what you think the status quo is and what other people have to go and all of this other stuff. A lot of the times out here, I want a God-fearing man. That's the very first thing on your list. Baby, when the last time you've been to church? No, you. Because see, you want your
Me?
man to. When the last? No,
Oh,
not you.
because I go to church. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Chuck. When the last time you been to church? Well, you want a God-fearing man. That's one of the first things you want. Or, hey, I need a man who at least make 100K. Baby, if you make 25 yourself, y'all don't shop in the same stores, don't go to the same places. So a lot of the times, you'll know what you want, but it'll be off. Don't say, very top of your list, I want a God-fearing man if you yourself ain't aligned. You yourself ain't praying. You yourself don't go to church. You can't ask for what you're not. And I'll stop right there and let y'all kind of jump in on some of that.
No, I
Yeah.
agree with that. That's why I go to church and I know what I make, and I want somebody in my same kind of here because I feel like if we get over the hurdles of faith, finances, those things that are right there, that we can then get to the other stuff. Okay, do we like doing the same thing? And if we don't like doing the same thing, where do we compromise in that? But then there's boundaries that you set, and you say, like, he's a great guy, but he hit me once. Now I gotta make a boundary. I gotta make a decision because it doesn't matter if that hit came in the first year of the marriage or the second year in the marriage or the third year of the marriage, it's time you got to walk away. So I think that there's boundaries. And I only use the, DV, for an example, but everybody has their boundaries within a relationship. And that's what's going to be that self-preservation, because you should be an individual before you get married. So you should know who you are in self before you add anything else to your pot. Because if you know who you are and you're confident, and this is where, when I say God fearing, if I've surrendered who everything I am to me and God, and so I'm walking in truth, I'm righteous, I'm honest with my flaws, and I tell you everything out front, I've laid it all out. And then I tell you my boundaries are, don't ever put your hands on me. Don't ever do this. Don't ever do that. But if that person does it and then does it again and then does it again, they don't respect your boundaries, and they're not probably meant for you at that particular time. So it's being very intentional with yourself, taking your self accountability. So you can do all the things that you said in the past, but what we're supposed to learn as we move forward is that you are not the same person that you were when you were in your 20s. You are now I'm in my 40s. I'm not the same Kathy I was, because I've gone through so many things. I've gone through relationships. I've been married. I've been divorced. And now I'm at a point where it's like, I know who I am. So I'm calm and I'm waiting for the person that can accept me for who I am at this point in time in my life, and wants to see who and how great I'm going to become later. That's what I'm waiting on. So saying if it takes me a lifetime, if I die tomorrow, that's just what my plan was. That's just what me and the creator, the universe, God, whatever you want to say, that's just where it is. So I think that there's so much emphasis on having somebody and not enough emphasis on self. Because again, to repeat myself, if you know who you are, having someone beside you, it's going to be so easy. So that's my take on it.
Okay. And you know what? And I think and like I said, to go back to Dante's part about finance and everything, it's just crazy these days that, I mean, marriage has just become a business. You know what I'm saying? Like especially amongst those that have a lot. You know what I'm saying? And once you sign on that dotted line, it's like a merger between two entities. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And what I found about most women is that they are more they were more to give their body away before they give any money away. You know what I'm saying? I keep hearing online where people be like, okay, so if we go and we got a crib, so you paying half the bills and I'm paying half, or how we do that. See, when you married, man, unless you rich and she broke, or vice versa, it shouldn't even be like that. Like, everything should be, a
All out.
marriage is a combinement between is two people combining together as one. So that means everything. So if you're leaving off finance and things like that, and you can't trust them with money and all that kind of stuff, then you're really not married. You know what I'm saying? You only married in certain areas. You know what I'm
I'm gonna
saying? It
agree to
shouldn't be no.
disagree with
It
you
sh- it should
on
it
that.
should be it should be. I know you're going to disagree, but it should be 100 and 100. There should be no 50-50 anything. I need everything. We should just make full disclosure on everything. Like I said, as that's what a real marriage is. But if it's anything other than that, then it's a business.
I agree that people are making, this is why I say I agree and disagree. I agree people are making marriage a business. People are also making marriage a point to not be lonely. People are making marriage a point to pick up where they lack. There's a lot of different things why people are making marriage. But as far as saying a marriage is 100, I can't be masculine. I'm sorry, it's not. So
What?
financially, it's 100,
Then what is
I'm
it
just
then?
saying.
What
100,
is it then?
I'm not masculine, so I don't want to tell you how to be a man. I want you to lead. I want to
What is that?
be the second.
What does that
Hold
have to
on,
do
you
with you
good.
telling me how to be a man? I'm just saying. I'm just trying to get on. What does that have to do with you telling me how to be a man? You give me 100% of what you got. If you can't do it and I can, then I'm going to do it. What do you mean?
I'm saying when I think of 100 and 100, I didn't say that what you said was wrong. So there's no argument. I'm just saying I agree but disagree, because I don't. There's certain things I can't give 100 on. So if what's in your wheelhouse is 100, then give it. If what I can give is 10%, can you kick in the 90% and be okay with that? So there's certain things that, yes, I agree with, that we're going to be 100 and 100. We're going to be here. But
So give
there's
me an
some
example of
things
what you can't give 100% on.
I cannot give 100% of disciplining a boy child. I don't know what it's like to hold a penis. I don't. I can only give about
Okay.
30%.
Right.
So
Yeah, exactly.
so baby, you
Listen.
got to kick in the rest because you're a man talking to a
Right.
man, and I'm a
Listen.
woman.
I'm
So,
I'm not telling you exactly. You can't give anything on that because you're not a man, right? So
so
all I'm
doesn't that
saying,
agree to
and
doesn't that agree to my point?
just like if you have a daughter, I can't come in there and tell her how to change her maxi pads, right? So I mean, I'm just saying certain things are gendered, like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how to braid hair and things like that. I'm just saying 100% of what you had. That don't, you know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things, yeah, of course you can't do everything I can do or vice versa. But I'm just saying we have to both put into this thing if this thing is going to last. If I'm putting in all my
Checkmate.
all and you're only putting in 30, if you only put in 30%, then I mean what is that? You know what I'm saying?
Checkmate.
That's not a full commitment. You understand what I'm saying?
I so understand. Checkmate.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that you're actually saying something similar. When you're married, it ain't no, it's kind of everything. Everything has to get done, and you guys are basically one person. Everything has to get done. No, I definitely get it.
I do.
Okay.
Chuck, you have schooled me. Maybe Chuck, that's why I'm single. You got it.
But because oh, okay, okay,
I
I see where
fall
you're
in that.
going.
What was that percentage you said of black women that think they're too independent? I'm in that percentage.
No,
Hey, look, my thing is this. It's the going out and coming back with what you know that you don't want. I literally know a person who said that the next person they date, they don't want to date anybody with kids. Their next boyfriend has 7 children. And that happens every day. People literally sat in front of their friends and say, I want my next person to be this, and then come back with a person who's not.
You
So
know, that is what I just dealt with. As somebody that is dating and trying to find somebody, I did meet somebody. We had amazing conversation. We did FaceTime, so he saw me, and that was our first interaction as far as is just FaceTime. When he told me he had a child, I was like, yeah, no, you're a great guy. And again, this was in the first interaction. You're a great guy. I can't do a 7-year-old. I have a 12-year-old granddaughter. I have a 1-year-old granddaughter. I have 17-year-olds that'll be out of my house. I don't want to be anybody's adolescent stepmother. Because if you're in your adulthood, I can be your stepmom. You 30, you out on your own, I can be your stepmom. But if you are 10, 7, 2, 5, I don't want to do it because I've done it. And I was, it may have hurt this man's feelings because, again, he was like, I really like you. You seem very cool. But I let him know that that was something I couldn't deal with. And so instead of stringing you along, I was like, yeah, please, by all means, I hope that you find somebody that wants to be a stepmom because I don't want to do it. I
Chuck,
don't want
let
to do
that
it.
So wait a minute. So you mean to tell me this might have been the perfect guy for you, but since he has a child that's 7 years old, and that's the reason why y'all stopped talking. Listen, it amazes me that
Because I could
as
end up, this
listen,
is why. Okay, before you shit on me, Chuck,
I agree with you.
please let me say this. I could be the most horrible person for that young person's life. I'm literally not only saving his life, I'm saving that child's life. Like, I don't want to yell at a kid. I yell at my kids. My patience is lost. I've been somebody's parent for 32 years. I don't want to do it again. I don't want to start from that age. I want to love on my grandkids and I want to send them home. So if I fool with that man's emotions and I move in that house and I interact with that child, I have just corrupted somebody else's child rather than walking away and waiting to maybe that child's if they're meant to be with me, we can be friends. But I told him, as far as my intentions of dating him, I can't do it. I don't want to be involved in your child's life. I'm not there anymore. I'm just not. I'm at a magnitude where I'm hands off. So you can argue whatever you want on that. Yes, I gave up possibly my Boaz for right now because I have to think about that child. And if I can't give that child what I'm going to give or what they need, I am creating what's out there in society that people say they don't want. Gangbanger, slut, a trick, a this, a that. I'm not adding any value to her life. So, or his life. I don't want to do it. I'm struggling with 2 kids. So yes, that's my boundary. Honey, you're an amazing guy. I hope you find somebody that gives you what you need. He lost his wife to cancer. Why in the hell? He loves his wife still. Why would I do that? That's what was getting to know him and understanding what his boundary is. He tells me, I love my kid. My kid is always going to be here. They're the top priority. So I listened to everything he said and said, no, sir, I'm not the person for you.
Okay.
I don't want to see your kid every day. You may want to see your kid every day because you love them. He said his child was the best thing that happened to him. Like having his child gives him peace because his wife is no longer here.
Yeah, for sure.
Why am I going to go and drain his goddamn happiness? So I'll be like, I don't want the kid to be there because I don't. I want to go to the beach. He wants to be with his kid. I want to do this. And he's like, I got to do with my kid. And the first thing that would happen is the resentment. Why are you always with your kid? You don't have time for me. See?
Yep.
Now he's like, damn, I got to choose my woman. I got to choose good sex. I got to choose this. I got to choose the extra money coming in the house over my kid. He will resent me. He will hate me for not being honest. So now, Chuck, you tell me I should have went with him for the sake of
So
not being
listen.
single.
Well, listen. I mean, if you don't like kids, and that, that's fine. You have a right to choose whoever you don't
Love
like.
kids. No,
Listen.
I
All I'm
love
saying
kids.
is,
I just don't want to raise kids. See,
listen.
you be switching my words.
Well, you just said you went. You might not. You're not going to be bad. You're going to be bad for the
I
kid.
love
But listen.
children. I don't want to
If
raise
okay,
children anymore. So
okay, but
stop.
listen. Okay. All I'm saying is this: if it just depends on how a person manages the situation. You know what I'm saying? Um, you can't let it's for me like it's like this. When people start getting old, when they get older in life, it seems like they get more pickier. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're like you're unable to deal with change as much. You know what I'm saying? Like all I'm saying is that I've dealt with women that's had like 3 kids that knew how to manage their kids. They was on schedules and things like that, and they didn't have any interference in the relationship. They had people that would watch the children, things like that, and it was cool. And I've also had people that had 1 child that the kid slept in the bed with them, and they just didn't know how to manage the kid. You know what I'm saying? So I think it really depends on how they manage the situation and if it is suitable for what you want. You just like
Right, but we're not talking about them and how they manage their kid.
but
We're talking about me and what I want out of the person. I thought that was the topic.
right.
How do we
But I'm
find
just
the person
saying,
we're looking
yeah.
for?
But I'm
And
just
so,
saying, but
how
if
do
you
you find the person
automatically
you're looking for
listen,
is to be honest with yourself.
but Kat, all I'm saying is if you automatically just eliminate him because he got a kid, then like I mean, you ain't even give it a chance to even work out. When we get older, all of us everybody, every dude you meet gonna have issues.
Well,
Everybody gonna have some type of issues.
Please,
Ain't
Dante,
nobody gonna
chime
be
in.
perfect. Ain't
yeah,
nobody
Please
gonna be
chime in,
perfect.
Dante.
yeah. Well, I agree with you, Kat, 100%. I personally won't date a person who has children younger than mine. If your child is younger than my son, I don't date you. And the thing is, that's how you find what you're looking for, Kat. You don't say that you don't want to raise children and then get who got your kids and then be like, I never wanted to be here. Because we're all going to tell you, like, why the fuck did you choose this nigga then? Like,
Yep.
I don't want you complaining about your position. And the way you don't complain about your position is by choosing it wisely. If you know you don't like young kids, like I know I don't want to deal with children younger than my son. My youngest son's 13. If you have children older or the same age, we can rock. Or no
Right.
kids.
So
If you have small
even if
children,
it's a juvenile delinquent kid that's older, you will still consider her more than a child that's more mannerable than younger. Is that what you're saying?
no. I don't want either one of them, brother.
See?
I'm not taking either one of them. My point is that the baseline, first, your child must be of age. Second, they got to act right. You can have a good ass 6-year-old. No, ma'am, he don't qualify. I don't want to be raising your children after my children are gone from this house. That's not what I want to do. So when I pick, I make sure to pick based on what I want. I don't
Thank
want
you.
small.
Thank
I
you.
don't,
So
don't
Chuck,
want
if your ideal person out there and they have a baby, they have a 2-month-old, and you feel like she's the best thing
you
since
got an
sliced bread,
infant. You off
man,
the milk.
go for it. Go
So
for
wait a
it.
minute,
Got
wait
a
a minute.
Me,
2-year-old. I won't
I
date
ain't
you.
doing it.
Man, you
All
got a
I'm
2-year-old.
saying is, like I said, a 2-month-old and a 6-year-old is two different things, right? Um, all I'm saying is when you start doing things like that without getting to know the person or even knowing the situation, you might have missed out on the best thing that might have happened in
I
your life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
That's all I'm saying.
you
So
also
I found out the
might
situation.
be wasting
Let
time
me,
too. Like that could
maybe
go
I'm
both
taking this
sides.
personal. Maybe I'm taking this personal. In my case, in my situation, in my perspective, in that small bubble, I did listen to the person and I listened to exactly what they wanted in life. So to Dante's point,
I
his
agree.
child is younger than my youngest. My youngest two are 17. I listened to that man. I am in a selfish phase. I want me time. I'm clingy. I want my man home every night. I want to smell him. I want him to also be happy and do his things, but I want trust. So the one thing when I think about 5 things that I want, I don't want to raise anybody else's children. Doesn't mean I don't like them. Doesn't mean that I don't think that they're probably well behaved or amazing or handsome or cute or talented, successful, whatever. I just don't want to raise anybody
Okay,
else's
okay,
kids. So if
okay, okay, okay. Let me throw
Yeah.
yeah,
this at y'all then. Let me throw this at y'all since y'all like y'all so hard line on it. So if they have a child, but the other parent, but they live with the other parent, and the other parent's raising them, and they they get custody, they get them here and there, every other weekend, whatever. So that you still wouldn't deal with that. That's not how's that
no,
affecting your
because
relationship?
circumstances can change. In my case, circumstances can change. They could be with their parent right now. And you know how many bitter women see a man move on and then all of a sudden be like, he's your child. Then you take your baby. And then they drop the kid off. And then guess what? I'm there with the kid. And I got to be like,
Yeah.
your mother still loves you. So I'm
So
back in that situation or vice versa. So no, if the possibility is that that kid is ever going to be somewhere where I have to raise them, I have to contribute to their a life. I don't want to do it.
so
I
yeah,
don't want to do it if they're younger than mine.
yeah. So then for me, listen, just like I said at the study when we talked about in the very beginning, couples who align on life direction was one of the things that they said more likely to make it. Here's the thing: 5 years from now, my youngest child will be graduated from high school. I'm
Mhm.
traveling. I'm not raising you, but if you can't move around with me the way that I need to, you in my way. So like my life direction, you're gonna have to fit that. It includes getting rid of these children and traveling and going and doing what the hell I'm trying to do. If you got small kids, your child 4 and 5 and 6, that becomes my obligation and my responsibility when truthfully I've raised mine. Now here's the thing. I would be wrong to date a girl with a child knowing that I want to be free when my kids gone, but then she got a child to then be like, but that ain't my child, that's your child. That would put me in a position where I don't get what I was looking for. And now I'm in a
Yep.
position where I don't like the person that I'm with. Our life direction did not match. So we are now not in that top 75%. Life direction is important, fam. We got to be able to
See,
And
say,
why should you,
right.
Chuck, why
hey,
should
like,
you
But
wait?
my thing is like I've dated women that had kids. I've dated women that had special needs kids. It's all in how you manage the situation. I had no problem with it because, like I said, the kids don't run my household. I run my shit, so it don't matter. If we know how to plan shit out, then we can make it work. Like I said, for me, kids. Maybe it's because it's kids that I've never had any problem with kids. You know what I'm saying? Because I love kids, but maybe if it's something else, but kids for me is never been a deal breaker for me. You know what I'm saying? Unless they
yeah,
were
I mean,
unruly kids or
and,
whatever. You know what I mean?
and if you would have caught me 6, 7 years ago, that would have been my tune. It depends on where you are in life. I mean, kids weren't a problem for me when I raised my stepson from the age of 4. Did a great, we have a great relationship. I have a problem with kids or raising other people's kids in general. At this point where I am in my life direction, it doesn't fit. That's all.
So even if
Right.
she had a son
So
that lived
yeah,
with his
you
dad,
people are you.
so even
No matter
if
how
he
you
lived with his
change the
dad, Dante,
question,
you still
Chuck.
wouldn't mess with her?
Um,
Well,
it really would depend on the relationship. I mean, that's one of those where you're going to want to evaluate it for self. But my whole thing is I don't want to be held back. If it's not going to hold me back, then maybe we can think about it and work. But if it's a situation where I'm going to be responsible for your child as
But
if
I get it. Yeah, you don't want to have another kid that you have to financially support
baby,
and
I'm done.
raise. I get you taking. Yeah, I get that.
Or a
You know what
bad
I'm saying?
stepson, like you said, he could be 14 and be bad as hell. I don't want that either.
Right.
I ain't got time for that, So the kids are important, So when I said this in the first place, I set up to say I knew a woman who said she didn't want to date somebody who had kids. I don't like kids. I don't want to date somebody with kids. Came back with a man with 7 kids, and that happens all too often. And part of the reason of that is because we don't really have a focus on what it is that we're looking for. So how to find what you're looking for, you have to know what you're looking for. So I challenge everybody out there, take a moment and come up with 5, just 5 things that you're looking for that are must-have in your partner. And the reason that it's 5 is because that makes you prioritize things. See, you can't just throw 70 things on a list and just pick everything that you're accustomed to somebody saying that they like in a partner. Instead, you have to think what works for you, what works for your life direction.
Right.
So I want everybody to pick 5. Again, you can do it on your own, but 5 things, and make sure you have those 5 things in your mind. The things that for you, you're actually looking for. You keep it to 5, it's easy to remember. Also, when it's 5, it makes you prioritize. So take that time, guys, and maybe make it an exercise or something like that. I know we were talking about it as a group over the week. It can be difficult to do to just keep it to 5 sometimes, but it does make it easy to remember, and also it makes you prioritize the things that are on those lists.
Okay. Yeah, that's smart. And I also think like you have to just come up. You have to have someone that has the qualities that you want and has the, like I said, no one's perfect, but maybe have the flaws that you can deal with. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So that, I mean, that's a big thing too. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody's going to be perfect. It's never going to be the perfect situation. It might seem like it, but if the person was perfect like that, they would be married. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to, deal with the person that has flaws, and but they have to be flaws that are, workable. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can deal with somebody's flaws and they align with your personal goals, then yeah, it's worth it. But you should never drag anybody down because you're unsure of who you are. And
Right.
so that's to Dante's point. If you've made a hardcore line, unless you have really searched your soul and you found somebody and you're like, okay, they're going to, I don't know. But I think that's one of my deal breakers is I just don't, yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't
Okay.
want.
Okay. So let me ask you guys this. So what is the number one thing you're looking for in a partner?
Ooh,
But
order,
let's what's number one on the list?
order. Pat, you want to go
That's a
first?
good, no. Communicate. I think that being able to accept honest feedback and criticism. So knowledge of self. Knowledge. I really want somebody that has knowledge of self.
I like it. I went with nurturing as my number one. Um, that just encompasses so much that comes with a woman. And when I was 5, definitely would not have been number one on my list. But at 40, uh, that's one of the best parts of being around a woman: the nurture, the touch. Chuck, how about you?
Yeah, mine goes along with those lines too. I would say someone that gives me peace of mind. That's like number one with me. I like to be at home and be at peace. You know what I'm saying? Like I like, for things to be, just somewhere where I can just lay back and I know that the person that I'm with has my best interest at heart. That's my big thing.
Peace makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can
So
co-sign with both of what you guys said. If I had to add those were on my list. Those were
Mm-hmm.
definitely on my list. Not maybe nurturing. Well, nurturing not in a feminine way, but nurturing in a loving way. So yeah, I can.
It's
You guys get the tea for that.
Yeah, it's hard to keep it to 5 for sure. What you guys have for number 2?
What was next?
What do you guys have for number 2?
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Uh, I would say loyalty and communication.
Mm.
Those together.
Hold on, brother.
Right. They tie at number 2, man. Loyalty and communication. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't communicate with your person, then how can you know what they really want? You know what I'm saying? And they have to let you know what's wrong, or little problems become big problems. Like I said before, if I'm doing something that that irks you, that might be a pet peeve, and you keep letting it go, then eventually it's going to erupt at some point. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really talk to your partner and let them know what you don't like, and they have to let you know the same thing. You have to be honest in how you move. You know what I'm saying? That and loyalty to me too. Like I said, loyalty goes without saying. You know what I'm saying? Like if we're together, then loyalty is required. You know what I'm saying? Amongst other things. So those are my number twos,
Oh,
tied at number 2.
God. I for my number 2, I went with something similar. I went with understanding. Um, Got to be somebody who's understanding. I'm the kind of person that you don't always have to agree with me, but it's important to me that you understand me, what I'm saying, where I'm coming from, all of those things when I speak. And it's, along the lines of communication, same thing. Like when when you're with a person who you can say something, it doesn't take a long explanation to get them to understand what you're saying as well. So just a verbal and nonverbal, just understanding. It's my number 2. Kat, what you got?
Reciprocity. I want you to
That.
give. Can you hear me?
Hmm.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Reciprocity. Like if I'm doing all the things that you have asked me to do and I'm going above and beyond, I want you to do the same for me. I want reciprocity. And it doesn't have to be monetary, but if I see that you're having a bad day and I'm able to draw that bath and sit and listen to you and pour your drink and rub your feet, I want to know when I have a bad day that I'm going to get maybe not that same thing, but you're going to know what I like enough. You have knowledge of me as you, as a person, as a man, as your love, as your partner. You have knowledge of me and you know what's going to make me happy. So if it's just curling up on the couch and watching a chick flick, that makes me happy, and then say, hey babe, what happened, and then lay me down and do me right, that's reciprocity to me. So I want that. I want you to do me how I do you, treat you, bring your peace. So the peace part, I think that if you give out what you're giving and you both are living in that manner of peace, it's going to be amazing. So reciprocity is
Okay.
my number 2.
Okay. My next one, I would say intelligence. You know what I'm saying? That means a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? I hate messing with dingy females. You know what I'm saying? When you leave the crib and shit, and when you get back, everything's fucked up, man. I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? I really do not like women that are dingy, man. That are just don't act like they have no fucking sense, man. You know what I'm saying?
I
You
do.
know. So yeah, so that's a big thing for me, man. Anybody that I've dealt with, I going forward, yeah, they have to be in touch, and of course, and I'm gonna put being attracted to them too, because like I told you,
Hey,
I gave a
Now
lot
you
of
keep
ugly women a
adding to
chance.
your
bro,
girl.
time
No,
out.
You
Hey,
it's tied,
they already
it's
have 5. You can't.
tied.
that's
What you
fine.
mean?
Yeah.
I know, but
You
listen, I said I got more. I
So
got
that you
more.
don't have a
you
list of
can't.
5, you have a list of 10. Just stop it.
Hey, I'm sorry, they on the same level,
No,
man.
these
They
are
on the
your
same
rules.
level.
Chuck, these are your rules. We have 5. You cannot have a tie.
All right,
You can't have
all right,
two
go ahead then. All
2.50.
That is
No.
that's fucking funny, bro.
Here's my
Okay.
number 3. I don't have a
Okay.
Yeah.
tie. My third one is I want a
Okay.
3. I'm
So
sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. So Pete, my number 3 has got to be beautiful / fit. That's how you put something on the same. They have to be like
Uh,
cousins at least, brother. God, yeah. beautiful slash fit. Like my brother was just going into. I got you though. You gotta be attracted to her. Gotta have the physical attraction, the physical connection. I'm sorry, man. We visual creatures. You all know that. Baby, gotta be fine. On you, sis.
So my number 3 is I want an attractive 360 king.
Oh, we all on the same level on number 3. Okay. Got to be
I
looking
want
like somebody.
I want an attractive, like I want that attraction, but I want a 360. I want to be able to take him anywhere. I don't care if he has tats. I don't care if he's a bad boy, I just want to be able to say, if we got to step into a gala, my man look good in a suit and he know how to act. And then we go down to the hood, he know how to act. I'm protected. I want a attractive 360 king. Number 3.
Okay. All right. Since y'all wouldn't let me use beauty, let's go to the next one. Um, someone that's not lazy. Like I need someone that that is a grinder that hustles, that can match my hustle, that can lift my spirits when I'm down. You know what I'm saying? Just somebody that I can build with. You know what I'm saying? That matches my energy. That's a big thing. You got to match my energy, man, so we can grow together. Because it's not like it's just not gonna work, man. Like I said, I've dealt with females that they ain't clean the crib and shit. Motherfucker, I had to come in and wash the dishes. Like, man, what the fuck? Fuck this shit, man. You got to go. You know what I'm saying? So I, nah, but yeah, somebody that is proactive, that matches my energy, that's not lazy.
Yep. My number 4 was soft slash feminine. Again, they
Mm.
cousins. You a lady, so we got nurturing, we got understanding, beautiful and fit. We also have soft and feminine. I mean, that's just part of what comes with being a lady for me. It's on you, sis.
My 4th would be financially aware. I don't like to tell myself no. So I've had moments where I'm up and down in money and I want somebody that's financially aware. So he doesn't have to come with a bag, but he has to know how to manage a bag.
You gonna listen to him?
Yes. That's
Good
why I
answer.
want a kid.
Good
Yes.
She
answer.
said
I want to,
that.
yes.
She said that in theory.
Those
No,
go hand in hand. Good answer, because you gotta
no,
understand.
yes.
See, I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
Yeah, I would listen. Oh, you want, yes, yes. As long as,
Yep.
that's what I said. It's about, once I'm happy with me, then I'll know what to accept in. But yeah, I would want somebody that is financially savvy. So he can
Okay.
manage the household. We can grind without having to kill ourselves.
Cool.
Gotcha. Okay. For me, last but not least, I have to say someone that is positive, you know, that did know, because that negativity, like we were saying before, it kills your spirit, man. Like somebody that, when, like I said, you just, things are going to be okay. Like, don't over exaggerate. Women and men, we're so quick to just run away from situations when things start going bad. And that's what life is, man. It's peaks and valleys. So when things are down, don't run. You know what I'm saying? Let's take care of this shit together and let's stay positive.
Hey, you know what, man? Me and my brother, we got some things aligning tonight, man. We're not using the same words necessarily, but we definitely in the same roundhouse and even at the same um, order. My last and final one was easy to work with. Um, yeah, gotta be easy to work with. And that just kind of goes with anything that we have to do, situation arises, whatever's going on, like we need to be able to communicate things. And you need to be easy to work with, not difficult, a bunch of pushback, so easy to work with also kind of coincides with being easy to lead.
All right. All right. Last thing, what you got?
He allows me to live in my feminine space.
Okay.
I don't want to do some of the manly things. I don't want to wield a hammer. I don't want to change a tire. I want him to allow me to live in my feminine space and rub his back and draw his water and cook his meal.
I know that's
So,
Okay. Good job. Good job. Okay, y'all. Well, that's about our time. All right. Last thoughts. Any last thoughts? Let's start with you, Dante. You got any last thoughts about our subject tonight?
absolutely. And let me break it, y'all. Tonight's topic: how to find the person that you look for. Well, I got for top 5 things to look for in a partner. 5 things makes you prioritize the things that you put on that list. 5 things. Remember, take those things, mean those things, and when you're out here, apply those things. Search for the people.
All right, nice. And so what about you? What you got? Last final thoughts.
Final thoughts for me is know yourself first. Before you bring anybody in and disrupt their lives, know yourself. It could be the deciding factor for somebody going over a cliff, or taking their elevating themselves. So know yourself and what you actually are bringing to their lives.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, my final thought is: listen, the final person that you're looking for, the first most important thing you have to do is choose wisely. Um, no one is perfect, like I said before. So always be expecting that things will happen, but just to be able to deal with the problems that may come before you, because that's what has staying power. Um, and don't run at the first sign of trouble. Some things that needs to be worked out. Like I said, if they were perfect, they would be with somebody. So just remember that. And I think, like I said, look for somebody that will help you in your happiness. I think that's really what sums everything up for me. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Join us back here, same time, same
Right.
place. We appreciate you all for tuning in. Until next time, peace.
Peace out.
This is my father, Big Chuck. He taught me the pimp mentality from the crib, so I was never faithful in any relationship. Until one day, 6 years ago, I looked at all the broken hearts and pain that I caused and decided it was time to level up. So now I'm a happily married man who still doesn't stand for the trick mentality that is destroying our community.
I'm Champagne, a single woman on a journey to build a life rooted in self-love, balance, and authenticity. I'm exploring the ups and downs of personal growth, embracing independence, and creating space for joy, peace, and purpose. Whether you're on a similar path or just curious about the ride, this is your space to feel seen, inspired, and empowered.
I'm Dante. I'm the realest of the group. I'm once married and now divorced and dating as a single father. Here to bring a grounded perspective, pushing past all the fluff and get into the heart of what really matters.